Hi guys, right, I'm going to go through quite a few bits and bobs here. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, but you've seen in one of my other videos, this is the new 2025 burn chamber, sorry, with this extra large bit here compared to the normal one, yeah? Okay, is that a shot? Yes it is. Okay, if you put them back to back like that, that's strange. Oh, hold on. Back to back like that. It's about 1 mil shorter, which gives you a bit more fan clearance, which I'll come to that in a minute. But the big difference, obviously, being they've taken the firewall further back. So the firewall is not flush anymore, it's actually around the, the stainless steel, that gauze bit, the bit that we all know blocks up. Yeah? Which is a very good idea, but yes, it is a good idea, but it's a bit like the guy that developed the everlasting light bulb. Yeah, it's great. That's why the people bought all the people that make light bulbs bought up the patent, because what's the point in an everlasting light bulb? You've got no repeat customers. Yeah, so this could well work and last because it has the ability to get the heat around the back. So yeah, I like it. Good idea. The extra diameter here, because I like to run an extra glow plug, yeah, it's bigger. So let me show you. So this is going in, getting ready for next season. You can see the glow plug there, right at the bottom. And what I've had to do, I've had to Dremel and mill out a gap just so I can get it in. I'm not worried about the actual live touching the body, the green being the live, yeah, mental, isn't it? I'm not worried about that because there is no earth at all on the chamber. Yeah, if you run a continuity test, you'll see from your power supply to your body, there is no continuity. So I've got no worries about that shorting out in there. Yes, it's a bit of a challenge to get it in there because you've got to machine that bit out. And naturally, it can't fall out because it's got nowhere to go. So you don't need to drill a 9.5 mil uh, hole in it, then tap it. You can just go straight to 11 mil or 11.5 mil because it's got a little taper on the bottom. So yeah, that little taper, like you have on a tapered spark plug, helps it get in that last little bit. Right, you can see here that there's my hole. Hopefully you can see that, yeah. There's my hole. That's where my glow plug leads for my second glow plug will go out. I've tried rubber bungs in the past, and the time they've gone through a couple of heat cycles, they go rock hard. Then all of a sudden it's making a funny noise because it's blowing it out the back when I've got the supercharger on. This is the only rubber, I think it's a nitrile rubber, that I found that I can put a blow lamp on. It will get red hot, it might smoke a bit, but when it cools down, it's still nice and soft. Yeah, so I'm going to poke that through, put a tiny zip tie on the inside to stop it blowing itself out. Right, now with your, because you've got no thread in there and it can't come out, yeah, literally cannot come out because it's at the 6 o'clock position. The actual diesel, when you turn the pump off, still wants to run down inside and block up your gauze, resulting in oil coming out the glow plug thread and going on your fan. So put your JB Weld in the fridge overnight, yeah, which just aids in the working time you've got of the JB Weld, yeah. You can dry it whenever you want. Let me take it out. Because what you want to do, you want to make sure all that thread, so you mix it up when it's cold with a paintbrush and you paint round the outside of it to make sure it's sealed. Then when you tip him over, you do the same on the inside, on the threads, so the oil cannot get out and combustion cannot get out. The actual glow plug itself is 4.5mm, but when you look at it, when you're heating it up, it visually looks like it's growing. I've never tried measuring it because it's made of ceramic and I don't want to break them. So I've drilled a 5mm hole all the way through, and it literally goes straight into that big lump of metal at the bottom. Yeah, it's gone all the way down. Okay, right, what else can I show you? Right, let me show you this. For next season, this is 2000 psi brake pipe. Yeah, and I plan on having just a short bit followed by copper pipe that I'm going to wrap around the exhaust. Yeah, that's 200 degrees. Oil boils at 220, something like that, but that's only in the presence of oxygen. So I can reheat my oil and the diesel, yeah, and pump it through here and not worry about it popping off, because it's not going to pop off. Okay. Right, I will talk about the afterburners in a minute. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to show you. So because the fan has now got an extra 1mm clearance, and they're all trying to fall on the floor, I don't need to use, hopefully don't need to use these cruddy things that every time you bolt them down, they pop out the side and go out of line. Yeah? And I can do away with that altogether and use some decent, like high temperature, 350 degree silicon. Yeah, this is used on rear axles, on Mercs and what have you, for the back casing that has no gasket, that does not leak. Right, done that, done that, done that. Yeah. Okay. What else? Okay. All of you guys have gone out and bought these electric cars. Sorry about that. I've gone out and bought these electric cars, but they've got to find a way of getting some money out of you. And especially if you're going into London. So the Euro 6, Euro 7 is completely going to be based on what your brake pads are doing, because your brake pads are putting asbestos and God knows what into the air. So your little Prius, you're going to have to end up buying main dealer brake pads, because they're the only ones that are going to last 25,000 miles. You won't be able to go to down your local car shop anymore, just buy some pattern ones, because they wear out so quick and it probably won't be legal. And they will say, no, 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 it has to be genuine or nothing, because for it to come into the country in the first place, it has to meet those Euro 7 standards, which is a proper royal pain. Okay, No, I don't have an electric car and I never will have. Right, what else? Okay, so now we've got this. Hopefully this bit is burning cleaner. Right, let me show you some R&D failures. I'm bound to do this the wrong way. Well, I did it the right way for a change. Look at that. Okay, R&D afterburner failures. Okay, nickel. Yes, worked well. Turned the lovely shade of green. But will only stand because nickel melts at 1430. Yeah, 1430. That inside that chamber is hotter than that when you're running on dual fuel. So this will work absolutely perfect if you're only running diesel, because the idea is nothing leaves this chamber until it's burned. Yeah, nothing whatsoever. That's why you have a look on Mercs, they put two two spark plugs per cylinder, because that's what they're trying to do, is get the emissions down as low as possible. And if it means whacking another spark plug in, well, that's what they do. Right, so this is the nickel. That works fine for diesel. This was the 2025 one I made. So I thought I would suspend the top ring, and so they weren't flapping around, but they did have some movement to expand and grow. Now running that on setting, it's crumbling in my hands. Look, so it's that was probably around about 1500 to 1600 C, because even the bottom ring melted. Yeah, the bit that I slide down inside the chamber, that just disappeared. Yeah, so you really have got some seriously hot temperatures inside there. Okay, this was to get me out of trouble whilst I was waiting for materials, and this is high carbon steel hacksaw blades, and as you can see, they're just falling bits. Yeah, that is not man enough for the job whatsoever. They got me over a weekend until I had some more bits turn up. Okay, what have I got glass there for? Well, as you can see it, it's the opposite way. Do it the opposite. That's it, that's it. I've got a glass there full up with salt water. In there, I've got stainless steel rings. I've got stainless steel like zip ties. Yeah, so you can make your own. You can buy these, and they do appear to be 306 stainless steel. Yeah, it's been in there 4 days. I filed it just to make sure it wasn't coated in nickel or some other gunge, and it doesn't go rusty. Okay, so with a zip tie and a ring at the bottom, you can make your own, because all you need is a pair of pliers. Yeah, the idea is, like it keeps up, if this is in here and it's flapping about, yeah, and you've got about 10 of them in there, you can't build up carbon, because grass doesn't grow on a busy street. Yeah, it just doesn't happen because people squash it. Now, working on the same principle, if you can keep the bloody thing moving, or just, okay, you can make one of these yourself. All you need, you can either get a band of stainless steel, make it the size you want, put these round, tuck it round, zip it through there, drop it down inside. Job done. We know, well, I know stainless steel can go to 1550, 1600 degrees. Yeah. Well, let me show you. This is the one I heated up earlier. Alright. I think that's you shot. Imagine 10 of them inside your burn chamber. And maybe more, 15. Yeah? It doesn't melt. It's not melting. And this is 1982 C, 3600 Fahrenheit. Yeah? Okay, it loses its springiness. Still springy there, but the top is no longer. I'll put that down because it's bloody hot. Hold on. Right, cool down. Is that on still? Down nice. Okay, right. What happens with stainless steel when you heat it? That springiness that's there goes, and it will take on a form that you leave it in. So I would definitely say allow an extra 2 mil if you're just planning on taking it to the top of your chamber, bend it over, but allow it to move around, and it should stay there. Okay, that's one plan. The bottom plan is the ring I've been using at the bottom, yeah, which is also hard carbon steel, and it's a real sod to cut. Yeah, I mean, I literally have to get a rotary grinder to cut a bit off when I'm making one. So I had to think out of the box and try to think what on earth I can use. So I thought of, I know, why not a bearing, a stainless steel bearing that I can cannibalise, which will give me 2 rings. Yeah, so I've got 2 there. That's a stainless steel bearing out of a bicycle bottom crank set. Yeah, that'll fit down in there. I could use my stainless steel zip ties around it, and it'll keep it in place. And that'll be the end of that burning problem. Because I do have a hot spot, and the hot spot is, right, let me think about this. Right, look at it backwards. The burn chamber. My hot spot is around about 7:30, 7 o'clock, because that's where the oils come in. So that's my hot spot, is there. It's evident on every single prototype. So I need something to withstand that. A bit of luck, that'll work. But I do have a plan F. And the plan F is titanium. Right, now titanium has a melting point of 3,400 C, something really, really high. Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, well, I could use that as a bottom ring. Then I could with my stainless steel zip ties. Yeah, make a little sunflower again. I've also got pure stainless steel in a ring format like this. Yeah, not magnetic. And I've also got some finer ones if I wanted to make my own little fingers again. That's stainless steel. Right. Oh yeah. This is what I was preparing earlier of the idea of go with the flow. We know the flow and the flame doesn't come out straight. It comes out rotating. So I've already pre-cut here. These are 1 mil titanium strips. Now, if you go with the flow, imagine these on the inside. Yeah. maybe 30 of them. And what I can do is drill 30 holes around the base, 30 holes around the top. Put them with the go with the flow method, bend them over, then with like a CV joint tool, yeah, one of these, I can actually hold the bits that's sticking out and clamp it down, top and bottom, but still leave enough for expansion and contraction. I hope this is making some sense to somebody, because it does to me. Right, what else was I going to show you? So, as you can see, this is an early concept, and it's not a Trump concept of a plan. This is going to be a real plan. Yeah, I'm going to go with the flow and have probably 20 of these, and these, I don't know, let me see if I can, I've got mold grips to hold it so I don't burn myself. Yeah, okay, so this is titanium. I'll be in shot, hopefully. Right, here we go. They glow, and as you can visually see that, it looks like they're getting bigger, which has got to be an optical illusion. Started life at 1 mil. Now, when they cool down, they have that nice tinge of green on the end. Yeah, that nice tinge of green, which is what you get off the nickel strips, and they don't melt. Yeah, that could work. That could work. So I have two methods of overcoming the problem. When I'm running on dual fuel and I want a lot of heat, I'm talking about on the outside of your casing, on the outside here, around about 360, 380, something like that. Yeah, and I can get that with dual fuel without the meltdown problem. Okay, was talking about Euro 6 and 7. I don't know if any of you guys have ever worked airside. Yeah, whether you was airside at an airport, I mean. Yeah. I mean, all this rubbish about this emissions crud. You do 9 hours on an airfield and you come home and you look like your wife's covered you in Vaseline. Yeah, your clothes stink. The aeroplanes chuck out so much garbage. It's everywhere. It's on the, if you're patrolling the airfield, yeah, it's all over the windscreen. It's greasy, dirty crud. And why they're not doing something about aeroplanes? We're going to have electric aeroplanes soon with flat batteries crashing everywhere. That's an odds on, isn't it? Right. Yeah, a bunch of these stainless steel jobbies. I don't know how many's in there. There's 100 pieces. These are from Temu. They don't say 306 stainless steel, but we will soon find out. I think that was about eight quid or something like that. So that's enough there to make 5 burn chambers. Anything else? Let me think. Da-da-da. No, I think we're about there, guys. I've got to crack on with my bike. These are CV boots clamps. Come here. Yeah, these are CV boot clamps. They are made of stainless steel, so you could make your first starter, the bottom one, just to hold your little sunflowers, whatever you want to do. I was trying because it happened to have some nice little holes, but it was so awkward. I was trying to put um, the titanium through there and bend it over, yeah. But I mean, I would need to make some form of jig to hold it all in place because it's just too painful. It really is. Okay. Um, if you're not sure what's your bolt, file it, dip it in salt water, leave it a couple of days, come out and have a look. Like I said, you can buy stainless steel anywhere, and because I mean your ultimate goal is you don't want to be sitting there with a screwdriver hacking the coke off the inside of your heat exchanger, because that is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And most of us, we don't have it running on 3 or 4 where it cleans itself. We have it running on 1 or 2. Yeah, and there's just not enough airflow and not enough clean burn inside the chamber to stop that from happening. So that's why I'm on a mission to cure this problem. Not that I haven't got nothing else to do, I've got lots to do, but this is bugging me, severely bugging me. Right, okay. Alright guys, I mean, honestly, titanium this thick, yeah, I can make a loop out of that. Got absolutely zero chance of welding it together, but I could put one joint over the 2 bits and zip it up, and it will hold it together. Because all you have to do is get it in there. Once you've got it in there, yeah, it ain't coming out. I mean, I always do a belt and braces. I just drill 2 little tiny holes either side and put stainless steel screws in, just to stop it moving, coming up the chamber. All right, that's enough. Give me my tea.